Because if you don't have your own home, how can you protect yourself?
But where is your home? Is your home in England or is your home in Punjab?
My home is in Punjab first. I'm a Sikh first.
Yeah.
Right? Then I'm a British. Then I'm an Asian as well. So it doesn't matter where you are, but the fact is that we are all Punjabis. And we want to go back to our homeland and practice ourselves there.
When you say we, who do you speak for?
All the Punjabis, all the people who came from England. Why did we come out of it? We got to realize, why did we come out of Punjab?
Yeah.
Because we were being starved. We didn't have economy. Economically, we can live. And I can tell you, I can give you one good example why Khalistan can succeed. If now Punjabis, what are the Punjabis doing? Agriculture. They are growing wheat, they are growing fruits, they are growing subsies, everything. And those could be shipped or flown by air to England. And next day they can be eaten fresh. Right? But why isn't the Indian government allowing the international airport in Amritsar? Why they are not allowing Amritsar to become a city? Why are they stopping the Sikhs? I mean, you can see from the farmers, they are dying. They are killed because they cannot feed. I would like to say that how much our family, how many acres of land do they own these days? Average 2.5 to 3. Mm-hmm. Can you feed your family from there? The answer is no. What can they do? So we are survivors, and that is why we went all over the world. Why didn't we go to communist countries? Because Guru Nanak has says, Kirt karo, vand shako, and then thank the Paramatma.
Okay, we're talking about on the issue of Khalistan. I understand where you come from. Ranjit Singh, you're a lawyer, a solicitor, doing really well in England. Why is a young man like you fighting for Khalistan? Why will you go and live in Khalistan?
There's no reason why I wouldn't. What strikes me about the discussion that you've just had with some of the others here is the issue of whether we would go back and live in Khalistan. It's a fair point, but it's not the key point. The key point is.
I think it is a key point because
I'll address that.
But I think it's a key point because you go to the people of Punjab. A majority of them don't want Khalistan. It's the people possibly living in Europe outside of Punjab want Khalistan.
Okay, well, I need to address a couple of points there.
Yeah, please do.
Firstly, when you say the people of Punjab do not want Khalistan, I don't accept that. Punjab has been through 25 years of pure terror, state terror. We've talked about all the details. We don't need to regurgitate all of that. So there is a massive fear factor in Punjab. Not only do people do not want to talk about the issue because of the consequences, the legal consequences. I mean, just last month, 19 leaders of the Dal Khalsa, one of our main political parties, were charged with sedition. Very serious criminal case. 19 leaders were charged with sedition purely for saluting the Sikh flag of Maharaja Ranjit Singh of his state. And I am lobbying for international support to have those cases dropped because it's clearly breaching freedom of speech. The right to talk about Khalistan in a peaceful manner, in accordance with international law, is being denied to our leaders. Now, if that's happening to your leaders, what do you expect the bloke on the street to do? If he's been tortured, if his family members have been killed. So, I don't accept the idea that the people of Punjab don't want this or they don't want that. Because my thesis is the people of Punjab have been battered into submission. There is a fear factor. Ajit Singh Bains, the retired Justice of the Punjab and Haryana High Court, he came to a function at Westminster that I helped organise recently, last year or so. And he spoke about Punjab at the moment, the so-called peace in Punjab, as the peace of the graveyard. So you're telling me that the peace of the graveyard is an arena where you can actually gauge the sensibilities of the people? Clearly not. We need a referendum in Punjab. We need a UN-sponsored referendum in Punjab along the lines of what the UN did in East Timor.
But it is a Sikh government who's ruling over Punjab now. It's the Akali, it's Badal, who's in power now. So from the outside looking bodies, they think, right, Punjab is being governed by a Sikh government. Before I go to you, I'm just going to go to the back. You had a point to make.
Yes, I was born in England. I'm a Sikh. That then means that I'm a British Sikh. Certain groups in this country may not agree with me, but being born in this country means that I'm legally an Englishman. However, the question was, do we need Khalistan? Should we have a Khalistan? I think what we need to do is, whilst we need to right the wrongs of 1984 and for the past 60 years really, we need to look at Punjab as it is today. Virji earlier suggested that there's lots of fake Babe, Nakli Babe there. We're still divided along caste lines. We're a disparate group. We're not united in any sense really. Certain parts of us are going to be commemorating 1984, and certain groups really couldn't care less. So before we look at the issue of Khalistan, we need to look at Punjab. We need to become Khalsa ourselves, and then we need to look at the issue of Khalistan.
Pyara Singh, if Khalistan was made tomorrow, who would govern Khalistan?
It's a very, very tricky question, because this is it. Have we got a leader to lead us? Because that's the thing. We got to have educated leaders to lead us into the future. But I think what I can say it from my personal point of view, even if you're doing Guru Karj Sevas, you actually are better off if you are unpad, who don't know much about the things, than if you are an educated person, because they treat you like, oh, we just know nothing about this. But I think what you need is an educated leader who can actually lead us into the next century and be a good leader and be a Prime Minister of Khalistan or whatever it's going to be called later on.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, because it is the central government's, they actually got a thing going in Punjab at the moment. Most of the Sikhs are going out to Punjab. Who are coming in? Payyas are coming in. They are becoming Sikhs. They are actually being thrown into a disguise as well, because we don't know who our enemies are, even in Sikhism. That's the problem. I can see it from coming.
Yeah. But what about your personal feeling? Do you think we need a Khalistan? Would you leave everything here and go?
No, I
to
don't
Khalistan?
think, because if my family is here, because if I'm living in this country, obviously it will be very difficult to leave my families here and go and live in so-called Khalistan. But what it is, it'll be, if you are more respected when you go over there and they respect your rights, and your human rights are being respected in every single way, then I think it will be more freely you'll be moving.
Okay, so Hotasar, with all respect, and please don't quote me, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way to any Gurdwara, to any organisation out there, but as a Sikh, my heart breaks, my eyes tear up when I go on a Sunday to do Matha Tek at my Gurdwara, and there's been boarded up by police. What's happening? Oh, committees being made. How the hell will they, govern a country if just simply governing a Guru Kar, which is not theirs, it belongs to the Guru, yeah? They can't even do that between themselves.
I think before I answer that, I think I want to say that we've said, some of our guests have said that we need a leader. Leaders are not dropped. They are made. They come out